By this point, Karen had tried just about everything. Calling the cops on my pool, fencing off my land, even trying to fine me for grass height violations. But when she went after my wife, oh, that's when things got interesting. It all started on a quiet Saturday morning. My wife, Sheriff Emily Hale, had just gotten off a 12-hour shift at the county department. She was tired, still in uniform, and stopped by our local cafe for some much-needed caffeine before heading home. When she pulled into the parking area outside the HOA clubhouse, which also shared a few public spots, she parked her cruiser right by the curb. Flashing badge, visible nameplate, everything proper and legal. But then, like a vulture drawn to shiny objects, Karen appeared. She marched out of the clubhouse, clutching a clipboard and wearing that trademark mix of outrage and entitlement. "Excuse me," she barked, tapping on Emily's window. "You can't park here." My wife rolled down the window slowly. "Morning, ma'am. Is there a problem?" Karen's eyes darted over the badge. "Yes, there's a problem. HOA parking is for residents and guests only. You can't park a police car here. It ruins the aesthetic." Emily blinked. "Ruins the what?" "The look of the neighborhood," Karen said, nose wrinkled. "We maintain a high standard here. You'll need to move this government vehicle immediately." Now, my wife's got the patience of a saint, but even saints have limits. She smiled politely. "Ma'am, this is public parking space. I'm not breaking any law." Karen scoffed. "We have HOA laws." Emily chuckled. "Those don't override state jurisdiction." That must have hit a nerve, because Karen puffed up like a peacock and said the most legendary line of her career. "If you don't move this car right now, I'll have to place you under citizen's arrest for violation of community ordinance." Emily just stared. "You're going to arrest me?" Karen nodded firmly. "Yes, I have authority as HOA enforcement." Emily leaned back in her seat. "Okay, let me get this straight. You're going to arrest the county sheriff?" Karen blinked. "You're not the sheriff. You're just pretending. Probably one of those security guards from the mall." Emily sighed, stepped out of the cruiser, and stood tall. Her badge gleamed in the sunlight. "Name's Sheriff Emily Hale, ma'am. County badge number 1472. You're welcome to confirm that." Karen's eyes went wide, but she wasn't done. "Badge or not, this is private land. You're trespassing." At that exact moment, a local patrol unit pulled up, 2 deputies getting coffee before their shift. They saw Emily and waved cheerfully. "Morning, Sheriff," one called. "Karen giving you trouble again?" Karen froze mid-rant, her clipboard slipping a little. Again." Emily grinned. "Apparently she's trying to arrest me this time." The deputies laughed so hard one nearly spilled his drink. "Good luck with that, ma'am. She's your boss." Karen's face turned the color of a ripe tomato. "You can't." "I didn't know. You all should post signs." "Signs saying the sheriff works here?" Emily teased. "That might get confusing." Karen stammered for a bit before storming off, muttering about power abuse and unfair parking policies. But karma wasn't quite done with her, because the very next week, the HOA held their monthly meeting, and Karen, still fuming, brought up a motion to ban all police vehicles from entering the neighborhood unless they filed advance notice. The other members just stared at her. One finally asked, "Karen, what if there's an emergency?" She said, "Then they can park outside and walk in." That was the moment the HOA president, who'd been quiet up to that point, rubbed his temples and said, "Karen, you realize the sheriff lives here, right?" Dead silence. Everyone slowly turned toward Emily, who was sitting quietly in the back row in plain clothes, sipping coffee. Karen's mouth fell open. You live here?" Emily smiled sweetly. "Sure do. And next time you try to write me a ticket for parking, I might have to write you one back. But don't worry, I'll let you off with a warning." The entire room burst out laughing. Karen didn't say another word the rest of the meeting. She just gathered her papers, muttered something about unprofessional conduct, and practically sprinted out the door. From that day on, not a single HOA notice has ever appeared on our vehicles again. In fact, A few weeks later, someone anonymously posted a new sign near the clubhouse parking lot. Police car, reserved for law enforcement, especially the sheriff. I asked Emily if she put it there. She swore she didn't. But judging by how fast Karen drives past our house these days, eyes forward, never waving, I'd say the message landed perfectly.